Shabashi, in a leading management institute of India, an exercise of perspective planning was being undertaken to prepare a plan for the next 10 to 15 years. One day, in the tea club, some young, inquisitive faculty members asked the senior colleagues sitting there to share their experience and views on how to manage the task of giving fillip to the academic activities of the institute. Professor Chidambaram, one of the senior colleagues, narrated the following story. Some 20 years ago, I joined this institute to see how a national level institution is built. I studied at a leading management institute of India, which was already established. So were two others. Not sure of my interest in academics as a career and future of the institute, I came here on deputation. On coming here, I observed that the institute had every function that we have in industry: marketing, placement, finance, getting and utilizing funds, human resource management, faculty and staff, operations, running PGP and other programs, project management, and so on. You could engage in any one or more without being as much under pressure as in the industry. After 2 years, I gave consent for permanent absorption. I was teaching 3 different subjects in 3 terms to the first batch of postgraduate program: business policy, now called strategic management, management control system, which was typically taught by finance area elsewhere, and management of change and creativity normally taught by behavioral science area. I was given placement responsibility also. Our director used to meet us from time to time. One day he asked me if I was facing any difficulties. I expressed my problem. Sir, unless I have conviction that what I teach can be done, I find it difficult to teach. Director smiled and nodded. Dr. Chidambaram said, the faculty council resolved to ask him to develop case material for the first course. Since there were not many companies in Lucknow, Dr. Chidambaram developed a 3-part case study on Scooters India Limited and was stunned to find all that he was taught in his doctoral course in management did not explain the situation there. How can a company be mismanaged in all functional areas and still last for close to 16 years making losses, that is, not able to cover expenses? He wondered. The institute was banking on central government even for salary. By second year, I started shivering whether we were also going the same way, Dr. Chidambaram said. I did not know how to get over the problem, but was convinced there must be some way out. Is there no solution in subjects I teach? He wondered. By chance, I had developed a report shaping the future as a member of the Committee on Future Directions, which was formed on an impromptu suggestion by a faculty member while waiting for tea in a faculty council meeting. It was an 84-page report, 12 pages devoted to what we would like to be, and 72 pages on how to be that. Being too bulky, the members did not find worth reading it, as some expert member felt that perspective plan should not be more than 1 or 2 pages long. Though I had drafted the report as a serious student of business policy, I was not sure whether things will really work out the way proposed. By the end of second year, I happened to take up writing a case on Apollo Hospital Enterprise Limited. On returning from data collection, I was increasingly getting convinced that we must grow to reduce dependence drain on exchequer. If Apollo can do it all by itself, why can't we do it? After all, conceptually, challenges are same. When I found that on 30th July 1988, our salary was not credited in the account because of delay in getting check from the ministry, I felt perhaps time was running out, said Dr. Chidambaram. The institute was in infancy stage, say about 4 years old. There were very few faculty members and little borrowed and rented infrastructure. The government funds were sluggish to come to create our own infrastructure. Because of unbalanced faculty, some were heavily loaded and some others with very little, which gave time to the latter to engage in bickering also. A new director joined in August 89. August 88. I admire her tolerance for bearing my harsh words. Why this institute cannot increase intake in its PGP from 30 to 100? Honestly, I would have got irritated if a faculty member had tormented me by repeatedly asking questions like that. But she tolerated it. However, one day, towards end of January 1989, her patience gave way and she told in a faculty council meeting that she was going to appoint me as the next PGP chairman, as that was the only way she thought possible to shut me up, said an amused Dr. Chidambaram. Within the next few days, the office order for appointment of new PGP chairman was issued, which normally used to be done in mid-April, and on July 1, 1989, there were 105 students in the fifth batch of PGP instead of usual around 30. A lot of things had to be done. Rearranging classrooms, especially small chairs, were designed to accommodate increased batch size. Hostels, dining facilities, computer center, arranging faculty, and so on in 4 months' time. But at the end, everything settled down. Seeing construction of a 120-seater classroom in 25 days square was a lifetime experience. Both the summer and the job placement also went well despite increased batch size. There were a lot of other things happened. PGP fees was rationalized, increased from 5,000 rupees to rupees 10,650 to cover cost and ensure that when the batch size went to 180, the institute would not need any recurring grant from the ministry, which was followed by other institutions. Costs were reduced. Prescribed reading books were not reduced, but given on returnable basis so that cost is covered in 2 years. PGP hostel cost was reduced from rupees 800 per month to rupees 300 per month and charged as per the actuals instead of rupees 150 per month earlier. Convocation fees was introduced to cover convocation expenses instead of financing through ministry grants. Placement fees was introduced in consultation with companies to generate resources for capacity expansion, which other institutions also introduced later. Apart from parents and companies, other stakeholders' contribution was also increased. Faculty Council suo motu resolved that every faculty member will teach at least 2-3 courses every year, which became a practice in other IMs later. No increase in staff was made despite threefold increase in PGP intake to contain staff cost. From 5-day classes, 6-day classes were introduced in PGP to rationalize scheduling and give PGP students adequate free time. New faculty members joined, some of whom became shining stars later. While the batch size was increased, the library and identity cards were issued on the spot at the time of registration, which used to take weeks. Registration form was reduced from 16 pages to 4 pages to expedite registration. PGP manuals were introduced from next batch. Formatted acceptance forms were introduced and acceptance for being kept on waiting list were also introduced. Acceptance fees was enhanced from Rs 100 to Rs 500 to overcome problem of dropout related underutilization of capacity. Customized admission offers were sent for the first time instead of cyclo-style letter with names pasted. Many unexpected things also happened. Xeroxing was introduced for course material to take care of load and reduce cost. Computers were introduced in PGP office and later in other offices. Instead of having additional data entry operators, secretarial staff was offered incentive to switch over to computer-based working instead of typing. Faculty members also got personal computers from the next year. When the batch passed out, most staff members got promotion or special increments. With improved load, bickering among faculty also reduced. Pleased with the increased batch size, the ministry released substantial funds to complete the campus construction, and the institute could move to newly built campus for 120 students batch size from 7th batch. All this was very gratifying, though working for 18 to 20 hours a day seriously disturbed my metabolic system, and I literally collapsed at the end of the first year, said Dr. Chidambaram. One day, a little upset director phoned Dr. Chidambaram. You have been creating problems for me. Did not I tell you not to increase intake? Now you answer the AG office auditors doing 5-year comprehensive audit query who are saying our placement is okay. We have increased intake from 30 to over 100 in 5th year successfully, and asking why did not we do it earlier? Dr. Chidambaram was also upset at this way of appreciation of painstaking efforts. But on second thoughts, he also wondered why other leading institutions had not added even a single seat in the last 15 years, why the institute also did not do it earlier, and when could the institute go for next leap.